This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Tonight, no service. Starting this fall, cell phones must be turned off in Nova Scotia classrooms. Money refunded. An Annapolis Valley woman who filed a complaint about a door-to-door water systems company gets her $12,000 back. And jumping for joy. Twins from East Lawrencetown bring home rope skipping gold.
Isolated showers this evening. We're clearing, and then some showers and drizzle setting up overnight into early Friday. Not a bad day overall, though. We'll break it down with your full Friday and weekend details coming up.
Good evening. The Houston government is issuing a province-wide directive for cell phones in the classroom. Starting in September, elementary school students will have to put away their phones for the day. Junior and high school students will be able to use them at lunch and recess, but not during classes. But as Jean Laroche tells us, schools will also be able to set their own rules.
Students arriving at this school in Clayton Park are focused on getting to class, not on their phones. That's because since last September, the junior high has been a phone-free zone.
Every time that we looked at an incident, both in the classroom or on the school grounds, it always stemmed from social media.
She says limiting cell phone use has significantly decreased those incidents, which is why the province wants all schools to impose some sort of control.
So this really sets our minimum expectations across the province for policies that schools will implement, so that we know that there will be consistency across the province in terms of cell phones not being present in class during instructional hours.
But at this junior high, the tougher no phones rule will remain.
It's worked well for us this year, so we wouldn't be taking that approach because we've seen such an increase in socialization at lunchtime. Our kids are playing at lunch, and even inside, like we've invested a lot in play equipment outside, but also board games for in the classrooms. And it's getting back to developing those social skills.
That's just fine for these students.
I see that there's been many positive impacts from last year and this year. I see that there's been a better classroom environment, and there's more student focus and achievement. And I also see that there has been, students are not on their phones all the time.
They play basketball, they play soccer, they play volleyball. Even if there's no volleyball nets, they use the fence as a volleyball net. And it's actually really creative, and people, it's really, really nice to see them actually playing.
But at this high school in Cox Heath, Cape Breton, the new restrictions are less welcome.
I know a lot of people like to watch stuff on their phone, to be goofing off during class, but at the same time, I rely on my phone for important messages from my mother where she can't really call the office every few minutes.
They should be allowed when you're finished your work and you have nothing else to do, because I think that's something that can keep you occupied and not doing other bad things during class time.
And when this rule comes in place, will you still use your phone?
Probably, yeah. I don't really agree with it, but I probably won't use as much.
Which means how effective a province-wide policy is will depend on how well individual teachers can enforce the rules and how keen students are to limit their screen time. Jean Laroche, CBC News, Halifax.
An 87-year-old woman from Berwick was killed in a car crash yesterday, and police have charged a 37-year-old woman with drug-impaired driving causing death. First responders were called to Wolfville Ridge yesterday afternoon. RCMP say a Santa Fe failed to navigate a turn while on Ridge Road. The vehicle hit a Toyota Corolla that was off the road, as well as the woman standing next to the car. The woman was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the Corolla, a 92-year-old man, suffered minor injuries. A child that was in the Santa Fe was also taken to hospital. A Nova Scotia woman who filed a complaint with the province about a door-to-door water systems company has received a full refund. It comes after months of pushing Atlantic Environmental Systems for her money back, and just 1 week after she went public with her story to the CBC. Angela McIver reports.
The osmosis system was underneath the countertop here, and they removed all of the system.
Natalie Lent happily said goodbye to the reverse osmosis system she had to filter her drinking water. She says it never worked properly, along with 2 other units she bought last summer from Atlantic Environmental Systems. In total, they cost nearly $12,000. Now the equipment is gone and she has her money back.
So relieved, absolutely relieved, because I didn't think anything positive would come out of this 9-month ordeal. I really didn't, but it did.
Lent is one of several people who complained to Service Nova Scotia, alleging aggressive sales tactics and poor customer service. Atlantic Environmental Systems had its sales license revoked in PEI last August. The company appealed that decision and lost. In Nova Scotia, the Better Business Bureau issued an alert for a pattern of complaints alleging the company uses high-pressure sales tactics, particularly targeting senior citizens, and does not clearly or transparently notify customers about its policies.
It certainly had made me quite embarrassed for a while to think that I got myself in this situation, but having found out that a lot of other people had been going through the same thing gave me a little bit of relief, but not a lot of relief because I felt bad that everybody's going through this, so.
In a statement to CBC, owner Danny Goldman says he did not agree in any fashion with Lent's complaints, asserting that lab tests showed the systems were in fact working. But since his team could not independently confirm or refute her prior various claims, he says he decided to cancel the sales agreement and issue the refund. Goldman recently defended his company at a provincial hearing. A decision on whether he will be allowed to continue selling water systems in Nova Scotia will be made in the coming weeks. Angela McIver, CBC News, Halifax.
Some of Nova Scotia's biggest industrial players are looking into green hydrogen as a possible energy source, and the province is keen to help them out as part of its bid to drastically cut Nova Scotia's carbon footprint. Taryn Grant reports.
Factories like Port Hawkesbury Paper are the biggest individual energy consumers in Nova Scotia. To align with the province's goal of net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050, they have to start making big changes. 3 companies are teaming up to explore whether green hydrogen might be the answer.
So we decided to put our heads together and come up with an idea of how we could positively use hydrogen once it gets developed on a commercial scale here in the province.
Port Hawkesbury Paper thinks hydrogen could help power a boiler at its mill. So does Michelin for its tire plant in Bridgewater. And the Shaw Group is looking at hydrogen to power a clay kiln at its brick factory in Lance.
The province gave the companies $450,000 to study whether green hydrogen will be a good fit. But there's no green hydrogen being produced in Nova Scotia. So where would they get the fuel?
No, we're not looking to produce it ourselves. There's businesses coming in with the manufacturing know-how in the market for that stuff. So we'll leave the expertise to those companies, and we'll look at how, as a industrial member of the community, how we can utilize those new technologies and products.
The province has greenlit 2 companies to build green hydrogen plants in Nova Scotia, just down the road from Port Hawkesbury Paper. Both have said they're focused on export, but this provincial official is counting on some hydrogen fuel staying in Nova Scotia.
As these export projects develop, we expect there'll be also opportunities for domestic use of green hydrogen, and really defining the best opportunities for green hydrogen, where we can best use it, is a really important part of that.
The company is working with a nonprofit group to find someone to study green hydrogen for them. They want the study to look not only at their specific factories, but also at general industrial uses for green hydrogen in Nova Scotia.
So when we look at the industrial sector in Nova Scotia, there's multiple different ways that hydrogen could be used. With Port Hawkesbury Paper, Michelin and Shaw, I think we have 3 industrial partners that have an interesting scenario to explore. Right? This is a feasibility study, or will be a feasibility study for the potential use of it. This doesn't mean that it will be used in their applications. It's just an exploration of the topic.
If green hydrogen production gets off the ground in Nova Scotia, we're still years away from anyone being able to use it. But these companies are hoping that if that day comes, they'll be ready. Taryn Grant, CBC News, Halifax.
And Ryan, pretty nice night out there. Maybe good enough to do some barbecuing?
Yeah, for sure. We've got a beautiful evening across Nova Scotia. It was a beautiful day. And you can see that, live shot right now, Halifax, lots of sunshine. The clouds are building in, and you can see those clouds off to the west of the city, but that is not impacting temperatures too much. These are your highs for today, and you can see we were into the widespread mid to high teens across Cape Breton, high teens low to even mid-20s across a good portion of Nova Scotia. Now, we are seeing a couple of very isolated showers bubbling up here in through the south and west. Those actually appear to be fizzling over the last couple of radar returns, and there are those clouds that are starting to kind of fan into the southwest. We will see increasing clouds tonight, and the chances for some isolated showers and drizzle as this next weather system over the Great Lakes spins its way into the region, and that is going to continue to impact us right through the weekend, though it will not be a washout. Tomorrow's forecast, more cloud in the mix, but we will be seeing some sun breaks. That chance for some drizzle along the Atlantic coastline with fog patches in the morning. Then the development of some sunshine, and then just an isolated chance of a shower in through the south and west. Note the winds in from the east. That is going to impact temperatures. Warmest temps are going to be found to the north and west tomorrow. In and along the Atlantic coastline, temperatures will be like closer to around 14, 15 if your feet are in the water, even cooler than that. Now, as we look into the Friday night time period, that low departs. We're looking at a few showers to roll in Friday night into Saturday, but again, not a washout. These are isolated showers. We'll likely see a few sun breaks. Similar story on Sunday. Some sunshine, a few shower chances, but yeah, we won't be just, hunkering down for the entire weekend. There'll be plenty of opportunities to stretch our legs. We'll break it down in more detail with your 7-day coming up.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, former Nova Scotia MLA and Cabinet Minister Bill Estabrooks has died. A Facebook post from his daughter Tricia Estabrooks says her father died Tuesday evening in Edmonton. He was 76 years old. Estabrooks was a member of the Nova Scotia NDP, representing the riding of Timberley Prospect for 15 years. He developed Parkinson's disease and retired from provincial politics in 2013. Liberal MLA Ian Rankin now represents the riding of Timberley Prospect. He says Estabrooks gave him advice when he first ran for office and had the ability to connect with people from all walks of life.
He was just someone that everybody could relate to. Everybody called him Bill. He insisted with that when he was a minister, even if you talk to people in departments. He wore a shirt that said, "Call me Bill." And I think that's how politicians should be. They should not take themselves too seriously. And it's a sad day, but he leaves behind a strong legacy for the whole province, really.
Before entering politics, Estabrooks was a teacher and school administrator. He served as a minister for numerous departments, including energy and transportation, under the only NDP government in Nova Scotia's history. Second World War veterans were in Normandy, France today to commemorate the 80th anniversary of D-Day. We'll have more on that ceremony later in the show. But here at home, Veterans Affairs Canada hosted ceremonies for military families who were unable to travel to Europe. The largest event happened in New Brunswick. Brett Ruskin has more from Moncton.
80 years after they stormed the beaches of Normandy in D-Day, these 3 Canadian veterans were honored today by the government of France, by the ambassador of France to Canada. They were given Légion d'honneur, the Legion of Honor, the highest award of merit given to any French person, more recently, any Canadian veteran as well, who fought in the Second World War. So we saw Russell Kay, we saw George Ferguson and Horace Byford, the 3 veterans who fought on D-Day, who are here for the commemoration ceremony, again given this award. The ceremony that happened here in Moncton happened in 2 parts. The first part, kind of down the road, down a pathway from where I'm standing now, saw various speeches, including that from Minister of Foreign Affairs Mélanie Joly. Here's what she had to say.
At a time of global uncertainty, we must vigorously defend our values of democracy, freedom, and peace for the next generation of Canadians, so they can enjoy the same security and prosperity given to us by those who fought so hard for our freedom.
After the minister spoke, the procession moved down towards this park area here, where we heard from the Governor General of Canada, Mary Simon. Here's what she had to say about today's ceremonies.
We remember this day 80 years ago, on that 80-kilometer stretch of the Normandy coast that so clearly represented our resolve as allies to fight for freedom. We remember because so many lives were lost and so many others came home with injuries, both physical and mental.
Again, this was the largest commemoration ceremony in Canada. It was organized by Veterans Affairs Canada for veterans and for families who perhaps weren't able to make it overseas to the commemoration ceremonies that took place in Europe. So again, 8 decades after soldiers stormed the beaches of Normandy on D-Day, their courage and their sacrifice is being honored both abroad and here at home. Brett Ruskin, CBC News, Moncton, New Brunswick.
A new park opened today to honor Springhill's mining heritage. The crowd gathered this afternoon for the opening of the Lamp Cabin Memorial Park. The mayor of the municipality of Cumberland says the building that used to occupy the site played a large role in the mining community.
It was known locally as the last walk. A lot of miners would have gone through that building, dropped off their tags, picked up their underground gear, went down, and as you would know, through tragedies and disasters that happened, a lot of them never returned.
And I'll talk to Murray Scott, mayor of the municipality of Cumberland, about what having the park means to the people of Springhill. That's our newsmaker just after 6:30. Well, a pair of 12-year-old twins from East Lawrencetown are leaving their mark on the competitive skipping scene. Haley and Jordan Russell participated in Rope Skipping Canada's national championships in Waterloo, Ontario last month, and they brought home 3 gold medals with their team Jump Energy.
It's a really good sport. If I got a choice to play hockey, soccer, baseball, or anything, like all the sports, I'd choose skipping. I love that, like, you can, like, do freestyles, because, like, in most sports, you're playing a game, not, like, where you get to choose what you do. And, like, with freestyling, you get to, like, do your own, be yourself in it, and do your own tricks. I started skipping when I was in grade 1, and I found an interest to it because it was a really unique sport to learn instead of like being in hockey or something. My sister got me into it. She was like, you should try this. So we joined in grade 4, and we moved on to pre-competitive, and then we got to competitive, and we got where we are now.
Tell me about how you felt going into nationals in Ontario.
It was nerve-wracking a little bit. Once you get it done and over with, it was really fun. We like had a lot of fun in skipping and out of skipping. We went out to eat every night with the team. We skipped all together. We were always together. It's like a big family of skippers. So we got 3 gold medals. One of them was for speed, double unders, and our double Dutch speed. That was like our overall points. And then our other one was for double Dutch, freestyle, and like single rope, which Haley competed in. Then another one was for freestyling it and overall, all the points, like all double Dutch, all everything. We came in first place for that one too.
How did it feel to win first place?
It felt really good because we've been working so hard for it.
Do you have advice for people who want to get into skipping?
Be yourself and don't be scared. Like, it's going to be scared when you're walking onto that stage, you seeing everybody, all the judges. But when you start hearing your music, you're not going to hear anybody in the crowd. It's just going to be like you're practicing, showing your friends and your coaches, and you're just hearing your music. And like, you can just be yourself.
Coming up, a heated hearing today at a House of Commons committee over Bill C-70, the legislation aimed at countering foreign interference. And Israel carries out a deadly airstrike on a UN-operated school in Gaza that was sheltering 6,000 Palestinians. Ryan is up next with his full weather forecast. We'll see you in just a few minutes. So we get a little bit of sun, a little bit of showers,
Yep.
just typical for June in Nova Scotia, wouldn't you say?
That's right, keeping it interesting.
Right.
So make
It's
sure,
always interesting.
That is true. But make sure, over the next few days, sunglasses and an umbrella. Not so much for tomorrow. Tomorrow really is kind of the morning drizzle to contend with and fog patches, and then a chance for showers Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, we'll see the sun in the mix as well.
Opportunity for sun, right?
That's right, and a better opportunity on Sunday, I think.
Okay.
We'll break it down in a second. Let's first show you our video, our webcam shot. And this is getting increasingly foggy at
It's a little
Lockport
foggy.
Beach. Yeah. So a few minutes ago, the visibility was much higher when I loaded in this webcam. 15 degrees there as the fog monster rolls in along the south shore. That is going to be the name of the game through this evening. Is the fog is going to work its way inland, and especially along the Atlantic coastline will likely be pretty thick, and that'll be the case in tomorrow morning. Temperatures still 26 in Greenwood right now. Terrific. That is our hotspot, and you can see temperatures much cooler along the Atlantic coastline. Western Head at 13, Canso at 13, and you can see that, even up and through the Cheticamp area, temperatures near 12 degrees. It's been kind of that light sea breeze type day there. Couple of very isolated showers kicking around Cape Breton. Couple of isolated showers kicking around here as well, though those are starting to fizzle over the last couple of radar returns. So not expecting those to be sticking around for too much longer. And there is that low-level cloud and fog that's starting to creep its way in. As this next system starts to approach, the winds are going to become easterly tonight in through tomorrow, and that will help to push that fog in. That's going to keep those temperatures cooler along the Atlantic coastline tomorrow than they were today. But inland, it'll be another quite nice day, though not nearly as bright as it was today. This is the next low again that is swirling through the Great Lakes, and that'll fan that moisture up into our region throughout the weekend. Temperatures much cooler on the other side of that low, though we won't really be tapping into that. And how about the heat dome that is building in through the southwest U.S.? 43 degrees. Las Vegas, Phoenix, El Paso's at 42. This is about as hot as it gets there, though likely will creep a little bit warmer over the next couple of days. Now, as we look at temperatures tonight, we're going to be seeing high single digits for Cape Breton, low double digits for Nova Scotia and across the mainland, with those winds light, but increasingly from the east. And you can see that low-level cloud and fog will span in across the mainland tonight. Couple of isolated periods of showers, primarily drizzle in that developing east to southeast flow, and this is going to be the name of the game tomorrow. Some drizzle and fog with low-level cloud early on into the afternoon. A better potential for some sunny breaks, but expecting that the clouds again will be a bit dominant tomorrow, and a much bigger difference between onshore winds and where you're shielded. And Cape Breton, a perfect example of this. Easterly winds, so 13, 14, Sydney down through Richmond County towards Guysborough, Port Hood up through the Cheticamp, likely 16, 17, maybe 18 degrees here. Antigonish, favorable setup for you folks to be into the 20s. Same thing across the New Glasgow region through Townamagush to Amherst, Parsborough through the Cobequid Bay area. Looking at temperatures into the 20s. Again, Halifax likely near 18, but if your feet are in the water, closer to 14, 15 degrees at places like Peggy's Cove. Similar story, Lunenburg down through the South Shore, 15, but 18 inland. We're into the 20s in through the valley. Yarmouth around 18 degrees, and again, a chance of an isolated late day shower creeping into the southwest. Saturday, some sun, some showers, and again, far from a washout of a day. Note the winds along the Atlantic coastline, keeping temperatures cooler than they will be on Friday, 14, 15, even a little bit further inland, but we'll be into the high teens, low 20s for northern areas. And then for Sunday, let's show you Saturday here. So there's that chance for showers early and then another possibility late day. Sunday looks like we'll see a better opportunity for some sunshine. Yes, some spotty showers in the mix, but a west to southwest flow on Sunday will bump those temperatures. Temperatures, I think, will be more like widespread 18 to 22, 23, even some 24-degree temperatures on Sunday. And then isolated shower chances lingering into early next week with this unsettled setup. Drier beyond, we hope, for an extended stretch.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Thanks for that, Ryan.
Thank you.
And up next, I'll talk with Marie Scott, Mayor of the municipality of Cumberland, and I'll ask about a new Miners Memorial Park unveiled in Springhill today. That's our newsmaker. Stay with us. You're watching CBC Nova Scotia News. Springhill's coal mining heritage was honored today with the unveiling of a new park. The Lamp Cabin Memorial Park is near the pit heads of the old number 2 and number 3 mines. I'm joined now by Murray Scott, Mayor of the municipality of Cumberland. So first off, how did the idea of this park come about in the first place?
Amy, as you would know, the Lamp Cabin building itself was a large part of the mining community here in Springhill, and it was known locally as the last walk. A lot of miners would have gone through that building, dropped off their tags, picked up their underground gear, went down, and as you would know, through tragedies and disasters that happened, a lot of them never returned. So, always known this is a very part of the community, the history and the heritage. The building fell into disrepair that was beyond the ability for the community to restore it. So the building was taken down. And over the last few years, there was a lot of discussion about what we could actually do with this site. Dr. Dorothy Saffron, who was, her parents owned a business here in Springhill, very supportive of the community. When she passed away, she was down in New York, and when she passed away, part of her estate was provided some finances here to the municipality, and they asked that something significant that would reflect the community and what she believed in her community would be developed here. And as we talked about as a council and internally here with staff, we talked about this site and how we could develop that. So we decided from there that we'd try to do a green space where we'd have interpreter panels to talk about the history of the community, an opportunity, a place for people to come and just be quiet and relax and think about what this means to the community. There's an accessible picnic tables here for people undercover to be able to get out of the sun and the rain if they wish. There's a well that's been in memory really of the women, the extraordinary women of this community, because as you know, the women here faced a lot of challenges as their husbands, sons, brothers went down underground, even those who were not killed. A lot of challenges for those women and families. So. And as they waited for word of their loved ones, they went through a lot. And then after the mines closed, the women faced challenges because there were no programs, government programs like there are today for them. They had to pick up, sometimes looking after 3, 5, 12 children without any income, and they had to decide how they're going to do that. So the Wellspring of Hope certainly is dedicated to them. So it was a collective agreement, I guess, to do something here, and this is what we decided upon, and I have to say I think it's beautiful, Amy. It's just very respectful of the community and those folks who have gone before us.
Now, the park was supposed to open last October on the 65th anniversary of the bump, which of course killed 75 miners. Why delayed until now?
So, unfortunately, there was a tragic accident that happened at the time that took some lives that were very close to folks who were taking part in the recognition of the 65th anniversary bump. So we decided that time to delay the opening of the park and delay that ceremony. So now we're into the 66th year, which will be recognized next Tuesday here in Springhill. June 11th is Davis Day, and that'll be the first time to get together to remember again at another year of those folks who passed before us. But certainly the ability to open the park at this time of year, it's a great time of year to do it. It's a beautiful day, and we're looking forward to lots of people coming here to advantage themselves of the information that's here on these interpreter panels.
Well, what do you think this park will mean to the community as well as others who are able to visit?
Look, Amy, I think it's going to mean a lot. We have some folks here today who are, one lady's from the Netherlands. Her ancestors worked in the mines. There's even a name she found on one of the interpreter panels here that talks about one of her ancestors. And we had a news reporter who was here, who was actually here during the bump for 2 weeks. 19-year-old reporter at the time. He's back here today at 85 years old. I think it means everything. I was asked this morning, is this a happy time or a sad time? And I think it's a bit of all that. There's a lot of mixed emotion here, but I think truly it's an opportunity to look to the future. Never forget our heritage and our history, but look to the future. And I think that this green space, this park, with the information that's available here in the interpreter panels, I think it's going to be looked well upon by the community and all those who visit here throughout the year. We have a lot of visitors that come to the Isabel Simpson Heritage Center, which is across the road, which was the old nursing station. And we have folks come here to the Miners Museum, which is out the road, and they're all looking for more information, and certainly this will be a big part of that now going forward.
Yes, definitely a lot of history there. Mayor Scott, thank you for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Amy, and all the best to you and your listeners, and thank you for being part of this with us here today.
Coming up, marking 80 years since D-Day, Canada's role is honored during a ceremony on Juno Beach. Welcome back. 2 days after it was revealed that some members of parliament collaborated with former foreign state actors, the controversy shows no signs of abating. Evan Dyer has more on the political fallout.
Are you prepared to release those names, yes or no?
No. Government and opposition members sparred today over whether the government should name the MPs who, according to a report released Monday, have acted on behalf of foreign governments and in some cases accepted money from them.
Let's face it, Minister. I think if there were six Conservatives on that list and no other Liberals, we would have had the names. Let's be honest here.
Thank you, Mr. Caputo. Mr. Chair, I'm not going to violate the Security of Information Act and risk prosecution for a political stunt.
The report makes clear that foreign actors have targeted more than one political party, giving examples of Han Dong's Liberal nomination in Toronto and 2 Conservative leadership races. Canada's spy agency made it clear today it doesn't want the names out in public.
The Security of Information Act is there to protect sources and methods, but also protect against disclosure of information that would be injurious also to the people. And I think we have seen, the impact of the leaks and when classified information is released.
The RCMP also said it won't be releasing names.
I will not be confirming or denying anything with respect to individual politicians or in general.
Government members said that Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre could easily get the names himself by asking for a security clearance, like some other party leaders who can request classified briefings.
I do have top secret security clearance, unlike the leader of the Conservative Party.
Conservatives say security clearance is a trap that would prevent them from speaking in public.
There's a proverbial muzzle based on what is learned in that briefing. Is that not right?
There are absolutely limits to what the leader of the opposition will be able to say.
But, says the spy master, he would be able to act.
There are other mechanisms that have been referred to, including for the leaders to have the information and make decisions. Someone that may not be allowed to run, may not be allowed to sit in a caucus because of the information, the classified information that has been used.
Bill C-70 would change the law in a way that might allow information like the names of those compromised MPs to be released in the future, even if it would normally violate privacy laws, as long as the public interest in knowing clearly outweighs the invasion of privacy. The government said today it wants to have that bill in place by the next election. Evan Dyer, CBC News, Ottawa.
The Israeli military says it carried out a precise pre-dawn strike against a Hamas target in central Gaza. But Hamas officials say the strike on a UN-run school killed more than 30 people, including 23 women and children. They say the school was filled with Palestinians seeking shelter. Israel says some of the classrooms were used by militants. Chris Brown has the details.
Israel's military says the rooms in the school turned shelter where its missiles struck were hiding Hamas militants. But at the nearby hospital, many of the casualties were children with catastrophic injuries. Lots of rubble fell on my legs, Ahmad al-Makdabi said. My father was crushed to death. The head of the UN agency that used to run the school said up to 6,000 displaced people were sheltering there. It said it couldn't verify claims that militants were there as well. But Israel's military released images of some of the fighters it said it killed without mentioning civilian casualties.
We conducted the strike once our intelligence and surveillance indicated that there were no women or children inside the Hamas compound, inside those classrooms.
The U.S. said Israel needs to offer up a better explanation for why so many civilians were killed.
If you have seen 14 children die in that strike, that shows that something went wrong.
The ceasefire proposal released last Friday is being pushed hard by the Biden administration, but so far does not have firm yeses from either side.
They're fully aware of the kind of Israeli ambivalence with regard to the plan.
This analyst says Hamas wants a permanent end to the fighting in exchange for releasing Israeli hostages in the first phase of the deal, which Israel does not want to agree to.
They want to be able to operate more or less at will. So they want a ceasefire deal that doesn't necessarily end the war. And Hamas is very leery of that.
Canada, the UK, and more than a dozen other countries have issued a joint declaration saying now is the decisive time to make final compromises to close a deal. The fact that neither side has said an explicit no is keeping precarious hopes alive. Chris Brown, CBC News, London.
Second World War veterans, world leaders, and others gathered today to commemorate the 80th anniversary of D-Day in Normandy, France. More than 14,000 Canadians stormed Juno Beach as part of the largest invasion by sea in human history to help liberate Europe from Nazi Germany. As Julia Wong reports, their bravery, service, and sacrifice were marked with a ceremony.
The mood was somber and reflective as thousands of people gathered in Normandy to commemorate the anniversary of D-Day. The ceremony at the Juno Beach Center involved flyovers, readings from students, and a round of applause as the names of 13 Second World War veterans were read out loud.
Mr. William Seyfried.
A handful of those veterans landed here on Juno Beach on D-Day. Later, those veterans who were the VIPs of this ceremony were brought down to Juno Beach for a visit. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said that Canada was a small country that played a big role on D-Day, and he says Canada remembers those soldiers' stories and their sacrifice.
Democracy is still under threat today. It is threatened by aggressors who want to redraw borders. It is threatened by demagoguery, misinformation, disinformation, foreign interference. We must all continue to stand for democracy day in and day out. We owe it to future generations, and we owe it to the great women and men in uniform who sacrificed so much for our collective freedom.
We spoke to people in the crowd, and many of them came from Canada because they specifically wanted to be here to mark this milestone. There were people of all ages from all different backgrounds. Here's what they had to say about what it meant to be here.
It's incredible to think about the sacrifice that so many made for the freedom of our country and our world. And it's very hard to imagine what this would have looked like. It's such a peaceful place right now.
It was so overwhelming, because I only seen it on TV and I read about it in books and learned about it in school, but to actually be here and step on a beach where so many Red River Métis, you could say they were youth, gave up their lives for the war.
You were saying it's just hard to describe everything that you've been feeling over the last little while. Tell me more about that.
Well, it's hard to explain because it's coming out of nowhere, so you don't know why, but it's just a feeling, It's really hard to explain.
Ceremonies to mark this anniversary will continue on Friday, including a commemoration at a Canadian war cemetery. Julia Wong, CBC News, Juno Beach, France.
The World Health Organization has reported the first human death from a strain of bird flu known as H5N2. Up until now, H5N2 has never been found in a human. The victim was a 59-year-old man in Mexico who had underlying health conditions but had no history of exposure to poultry or other animals, the health agency said. It's unclear how he became infected, though H5N2 has been reported in poultry in Mexico. This is a different strain of bird flu than H5N1 that has sickened dairy cows and infected 3 people in the U.S. They look scary with their big, brightly colored bodies and 8 long legs, but Joro spiders are not as dangerous as they look. Experts are nevertheless concerned about the spread of this invasive species across parts of the U.S. They don't think they'll invade Canada anytime in the next few years. Chris Reyes looks at what the fuss is all about.
Just by the look of it, a Joro spider will grab your attention with its tennis ball yellow stripes, 4-inch legs, and when they're babies, their ability to move through the air, covering several kilometers like they're flying. Rasib, the owner of NJ Pest, explains.
They are able to use their silk to make almost like a parachute to be able to harness the wind's energy to float and travel in those means. And that term is called ballooning.
They're not poisonous to humans, but they are predators that can disrupt food webs and the ecosystem.
We've got 2 right there up under our tent. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over here.
That's just one Georgia homeowner showing them off in his backyard, along with a makeshift contraption he built to try and get rid of them.
We've been fighting these things for years, trying to figure out how to kill them.
The Joro spider arrived in the southern U.S. more than a decade ago from their native Asia, and the concern ever since is that they'll spread to the rest of the country and beyond. So far, Sib hasn't received any calls about the creatures, but he did write a blog earlier this year to warn his customers about them.
For whatever reason, my blog article is blown up with all this attention regarding the Joro spider.
What is the one message that you want to get to the public now that it is hitting headlines and people are watching out for them?
So can it bite or sting you? Yes, it can. Is it enough to puncture our skin? Maybe. And then you probably get some localized swelling and some pain, but that's really about it.
Despite their flamboyant qualities, the Joro spider is shy and won't likely try to go indoors or anywhere near people.
They generally keep to themselves. They're not usually aggressive.
But they can be a nuisance, and in that case, take cues from that Georgia homeowner and his trusty spider trapper.
All right, got him. It works.
Who gets them one at a time before they can balloon away. Chris Reyes, CBC News, New York.
A water main break in Calgary has left hundreds of homes without water and triggered an emergency alert that the city's water supply is in a critical state. This morning, officials urged residents and businesses to conserve water.
Every drop of water will count until we get this repair done. And we need everyone in the city to pull together while we were in this critical time to help us save water.
Officials have advised residents not to wash dishes or run appliances that use water. They've also banned outdoor watering to conserve water that could be needed to fight fires. A boil water advisory has been issued for Bonus in the western part of the city. The cause of the break isn't yet known, but officials have described it as, quote, large and complicated. While some big department stores are closing, one is actually expanding. A prominent Quebec-based retail chain is taking over 2 Toronto mall spaces once held by Nordstrom. Simons plans to spend $75 million on the expansion, increasing its store count to 19. Sophia Harris has more.
Luke Gillett wants to wear a pink suit to his upcoming wedding, so he came to Simons.
So why do you shop here?
I like supporting Canadian-owned businesses. So that's part of it, but the selection is great.
Simons is a Canadian success story. The Quebec-based retailer sells clothing and housewares at 17 stores across Canada. It's set to open 2 additional locations next year.
We're very excited about these 2 new stores in Toronto.
It's a bold move in a tricky market, plagued with rising costs, fickle customers, and giant online competitors.
We have a lot more choices as customers today. We have digital shopping. We have ultra-fast fashion players. Whether you agree with their practices or not, customers are shopping these websites.
Plus, Simons is taking over part of this ill-fated section of downtown Toronto's Eaton Centre, previously home to department stores Eaton's, then Sears, then Nordstrom, each of which shut down. And Simons' next-door neighbor will be the Bay, which has closed several locations.
The customer is evolving, the customer is changing, but the department store is not evolving with them.
Simons insists it's different. Sales grew over the past 2 years by 3%. The CEO says the retailer remains relevant by staying in touch with customers.
How do you know that in a year from now you won't be going out of business doing liquidation sales?
I guess you never know, right? The reality is we have to stay competitive. We feel we know the market and we listen to our clients.
Some downtown Toronto shoppers hope Simons gets it right.
I hope, but I think the space is like haunted.
Simon's got a lot of great brands. They have great prices. I think they're gonna be the ones that stick around.
Simons thinks so, but in the fickle fashion market, ultimately the customer gets to decide.
Good, eh?
Sophia Harris, CBC News, Mississauga, Ontario.
Strength in energy and base metals helped Canada's main stock index post a small gain today, while U.S. stock markets were mixed. Here's a look at how they did as we head to break. So this feels like we're kind of right about on par for this time of year in Nova Scotia, would you say?
Yeah, high teens, low 20s. That really should be where we are, and that kind of has been where we are. Again, cooler and onshore winds. How many times do you think I've uttered that phrase?
We've got a lot of coastline too.
Yeah, definitely we do. And of course, that's going to be the case over the next few weeks as well. Let's have a look at our viewer picture of the day. And this one, we're going to zoom in to a coast, Digby County, and a beautiful spot, as always, in Little Brook, right on St. Mary's Bay. But this one a little different. And thanks to Michelle for sharing this. The poppies blooming on this D-Day, of course.
That's very appropriate.
Very fitting. Thanks to Michelle for sharing that. A perfect picture on this day. And Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. Thanks to Michelle, as always. We've got Friday in Little Brook and across the southwest. A chance of a late day shower. Really, the greatest risk of precipitation tomorrow is going to be early in the morning. Some drizzle, patchy drizzle and shower activity. Clouds will dominate, fog patches, and then we'll see some sunny breaks developing into the afternoon. Northern Nova Scotia is going to be warmest away from that easterly flow, and we will see then Saturday kind of a similar story. The warmest temps will be further to the further inland. The Atlantic coastline will actually be a bit cooler. We will also see those shower chances on Sunday, but I think we'll see the sunshine right through the next 3 days, at least glimpses of it here and there.
Yeah, we'll take what we can. Well, a teacher in Quebec City was concerned about his students' lack of in-person social connections, so he found a solution. DJ Awalt decided to use his personal collection of retro arcade and video games to bring students together. At lunchtime, his history class at Quebec High School turns into an Awalt arcade. Everyone's welcome and kids can play some games together.
Awalt says he was struggling at break time, seeing some students isolated and glued to their cell phones, but now the students have a space where they can do things together and take part in some friendly competition.
That looks like fun. Little throwback there.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's it for us tonight. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.